Hi, my name is Josh, and I'm one of the English language teacher trainers on the ELCE program. I spent the last year working in Rustavi with some fantastic teachers and living in Tbilisi with my wife and son and my parents-in-law. Though I'm sorry I can't make it to the national conference today, I did want to share with you some of my memories from the year and try to answer a few questions.
So this is my house, or one of the houses, and that handsome man is my father-in-law. This is Japarice Street, and his name is Vaja Japarice. I don't think there's a connection. Kids playing, and I shall say hello. Gamar Jobat. And we shall go inside. So this is the door. You come in here, and then this is the house. So there's actually two houses. This house here is where my mother-in-law and father-in-law are. And then this is the garden. And it's really beautiful. It's like a little piece of heaven in Tbilisi. And place for supras with wine growing there. There are the grapes growing. And the property actually goes down to a ravine. So it's all green down there. We've got lots of fruit trees and all sorts of things growing. And then this is our house. So this is where my wife and son and I have lived for the last year. And whenever we come back to Georgia, this is where we come. So I can give you a quick tour. All right. So we'll go on in. And it's very small, but this is my son's room. And then there I am. Then there's the living room, and very small kitchen. And then the best part of the house, where I like to come at the end of a day after observations, is the balcony. And this is where I work. Sometimes lie down on the beanbag, and you can come out here and see. This is the ravine. It's beautiful, and there's lots and lots of green. And then, if you go up, you can see Tbilisi. All right.
I think this program, the ELCE program, was really special. I think both for me and for Georgia. It's a very unique program in that not only do you have workshops, but you also have these observations and feedback. And many of the participants came up to me and told me that this training was so different than other trainings that they'd had in the past, because the trainers got a chance to go to the schools, see the kids, see the actual lessons, and work with the teachers and give them feedback. It really made a huge difference in putting the ideas into practice. So I think that was one of the biggest things about this program for me, and I think also for many of the participants. My participants had many things to say, and it's impossible to capture all of them, but I did want to include a few in this video. So one of the participants, Maya from School 18, she said, in pair work, I like that all the students are involved and they cooperate and are active, and this gives them an opportunity to feel themselves confident, calm, and relaxed. And I love this comment it's very much also what Maya is like as a teacher, and she really encourages students to express themselves. And I think that that's such a huge part of what the ELCE program is about, and what a democratic classroom is about. That teachers should create that kind of environment, and that students should have this chance to express themselves. Another participant, Ia, from School 18, said to me, she said, "As for my favorite memories from the ELCE program, the first and best one for me is the lesson when I tried pair work for the first time. I was so scared that my lesson would be something like a nightmare, and but I'll never forget the moment that my students started speaking and then stopped when I asked them to." I totally remember this moment that in Ia's classroom, she actually took a deep breath and said, kind of under her breath, "Okay, this is going to be a little crazy." But then she gave really, really great instructions. She modeled the activity, and the students were, as soon as she said, "Please begin," the students immediately started speaking. And these weren't like 10th graders or 8th graders, these were like 4th graders. And they were so happy to be speaking in English, and having a chance to really communicate with each other using English. One of the things that I think happened over and over again on the ELCE program is that teachers would tell me, they would say, "I didn't know that he could speak," or "I didn't know that she could speak." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, in the pair work activity, this student was speaking, and I didn't know that he could speak in English." And I think this is really the key, one of the keys to a student-centered classroom, is that when we give students a chance to communicate and use English, they surprise us. Another memory that I have is from Tamuna, also from School 18. She said, "I will always remember your words, use the course books, don't let them use you. So I try to change the activities to meet my students' needs and interests." And this is another point that really struck home for me, because there are some really great course books now. But it's important for the teachers to not just follow them mechanically, that the teachers need to think about their students' needs and interests and how they can really adapt or change or alter the activity in some way to make it more meaningful for their students. So I think that we made a lot of progress in that area. So Julia from School 12 had a nice comment. She said, she's an experienced teacher, and she came into the program, and on the first lesson she said this. She said, "I had lots of activities and I was rushing to get them all done. When my colleagues asked me after the lesson, I proudly answered, 'Wonderful.' But my self-confidence ended during feedback. I suddenly realized that activities not only must be completed, but they should also help students learn something. That was my first aha, and from that moment on, my attitude towards teaching has completely changed." And here again, I love this comment, because so much of the time people think that a student-centered classroom means that there's lots of activities, and we do want the students active and engaged, of course, but we also need to ask ourselves, how is that going to help them learn? We don't want to just keep them busy. We want them to actually be learning through doing something, through using English. So this was another really great comment. And one last comment from a participant that was particularly meaningful for me. Marina from School 4, she came up to me one day in class and she said, "To be honest, we often go to trainings for the lunch. I like the lunch on this training, but I don't come here for the lunch. I come here for the training." And this made my day. It was fantastic, and very heartfelt comment, very meaningful to me. What do I remember about the year? Well, in no particular order, these are a couple memories that I have. Participant from School 24's Viati kindly reminding me when it was time for lunch. There was a small grass fire outside of Sopio Geladze's classroom, and a little old lady came and put it out with a bucket of water. That had my heart pounding. A PE teacher at School 2 hugged me on the first day and started speaking to me in French. When I told him that I didn't speak French, but did he speak Georgian, he laughed, hugged me again, and we started speaking in Georgian. Yes, at the restaurant where we had our Saturday lunches, all the ladies went to the women's room before lunch and the men's room. I waited. Is it safe? Is it safe to go in? Is it safe? I think most importantly, though, for me, is the amazing energy of the teachers and the enthusiasm of the students. And the warm welcome of the other teachers on there at the schools, and the directors, super kind to me, always made me feel at home. I think one thing that really struck me too is just how much these teachers, our participants, care about their students. They know their lives, they know their interests, they know their families and their troubles, and in this program, I think also they started to really pay attention to them as learners too.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.